Welcome back to Copenhagen Blue. If you have a Pontiac Torrent, a Saturn VUE, Chevy Equinox, chances are you've got a bad body control module. I'm going to show you today how to remove your body control module and how to make it work with one that's used from a junkyard. You're supposed to go to the dealership. They're supposed to put another one in and program it with a Tech 2, but heck, half of them don't even know what a Tech 2 is anymore. So chances of getting that done are pretty slim. But let's see if we can make it so that you can keep your car going down the road just a little bit longer. Let's get started. Now, to get to your body control module, it's actually hidden behind that plastic cubby back there down in the dash. We have to remove the shifter bezel, the switches here, and all the plastic trim up here, along with the vents, and pull all that stuff off. It's not exactly easy, but if you take your time, it's not too bad. I'm going to get everything out of the way real quick, and I'll jump you back in. Once you get your switches off, there's connectors underneath, and you just need to push down on the tabs and pull those connectors out for all of your window switches, your cigarette lighter, and your mirror adjustment. There are two Phillips head screws back here and here that you need to remove. And actually, we might not have to take off all the radio stuff. Let's take these off real quick. It's been a while since I've done this. Well, crap. It's down there somewhere now. Well, that's what magnets are for, right?
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Alright, so we'll pull this out. You have a whole mess of wires back there, and that's your body control module. It's down on the tab here, and you pull. And you squeeze down on the tab here, and you pull. I have a aftermarket lock unlock module installed, so some of your wires won't look like mine. And then there's this one guy back here. There we go. So what I do is I kind of press down with the screwdriver up here to get that off. I have two body control modules, 1 and 2. Both have blue labels. My original one had a blue label. I think as long as you stayed within the same colored label, you were okay to swap them around. They should have the same body functions, features, and whatnot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug one of these in. We're going to turn the key on, and then we're going to show you how to do the key trick. Now, this body control module came out of a car with about 147,000 miles on it. I had 200,000 miles on my car, so it kind of rolls your odometer back. But as you can see, our security light is blinking. What we need to do is we turned our key to the on position. We have all the lights on. You'll probably want to put a battery tender on it, or make sure your battery's in really good shape. And what we're going to do is let that sit for 10 minutes. That light will stop blinking. We're then going to cycle the key back, cycle the key forward. It'll start blinking again. Cycle the key back, cycle the key forward after 10 minutes, and it stops blinking. But on the third time, we try and start it. That third time, what it'll do is it'll make it so that the code from the ECU is shared with the code from the BCM, and it talks to your ignition. Everything starts up, and you're good to go. Let's see if it works. While we're waiting for that to program, I am going to pull this bezel off, because I think it's going to be impossible to get that body module out without taking that apart. So what you want to do, make sure you have all your dials turned all the way to the left. These two are powered. This one is actually cable driven on the 2003. I don't know if they did later on, they made it better, but it's an actual cable that controls your heater door, you know, the flapper door thing. Button, button, button. Be careful of this one. That one's always broken as well. Now, in your case, you'll be able to probably take the whole thing off. I have a wire here that runs up to an LED that blinks to let me know when the car is locked with the aftermarket locking module. But some of the connectors are weird. The one for the dimmer, you have to actually pry up on the switch itself. So that's what I did with the flathead, was under here and lift that up. This guy here was pressed down on that tab. And that one was for the hazard switch. This one goes to your fog lights. This one's standard in the way it unplugs. Here is that one for the heater control that I was talking about. So just make sure that your heater control is all the way to the left where you want it. And then the other stuff is pretty self-explanatory in the way that it plugs in. But now that we have that stuff out of the way, you can see a little bit better. Let me take you down here. You can see our body control module. We have much better access. You still are going to end up hurting your hands trying to get this thing out. So yeah, I'm just going to try and do it because the way it is, see these slides here? Oh, they're what locks it in. So you actually have to push down on it and get it to come out of these channels over here on the right. And it's a stupid design, but hey, whatever. I'm not a GM tech, you know, I don't build them. I just try and fix mine. So there's our original module. Now, you can see there's your plugs in the back. You can see how that's tapered there for how that slides in. I was actually able to use a screwdriver and kind of pry up on the plastic, and that actually, it worked pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Now the problems that I had with this module, I'd get a lot of erroneous lights. My battery light would come on. Check engine light was always on. Low coolant light was always on. Lots of things that I'm hoping are fixed with this one. I'm not going to bother putting this module in until we know that it's programmed. Oh, now you'll notice that our light went out. Has it been 10 minutes? It's been 11 minutes. Okay, so we're going to turn our key back and we're going to turn our key forward. And you can see it's blinking again. Let it go through another 10 minutes and go from there. Our light is off. One more key cycle. Should be coming up on 10 minutes here, and the light should go out in about, oh, solid, and out. All right, let's see if she starts. Oh, of course it would kill the freaking battery, wouldn't it? Oh, does that start my thing over again? I hope not. Again? No. So because our battery died, I'm guessing we need to do the key trick all over again. Many hours later, plus a 30-minute key trick. Our light is off. Let's give it a crank and see what happens. Hey! She's alive. Now we do have a check engine light on and we have a service light on, but it starts. And notice we don't have any other warning lights. Let's shut it off, cycle the key. There we go. Oh hey, oh no, I thought our service minder went off. I feel like that's on, that's on bright, that's on brighter. There we go. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me. We got the car running. We put the body module in. Everything's synced up. She starts. There's no warning lights except for the maintenance light, which I'll try and reset here in a moment, as well as the check engine light. Check engine light's probably an oxygen sensor, so that one's actually probably stored in the ECU. But if you have a Chevy Equinox, Saturn VUE, Pontiac Torrent, this works, especially in the car from the early 2000s. They had bad, I think it's capacitors. There was a big run of bad capacitors. So hopefully the car stays running and we're good to go. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.